Hey, Lane, something's up or down maybe at Zillow.
Yeah,
What do you think?
way down, Philip. Stocks actually took a tumble in the last 5 days, over 32%.
Let's hit our drum roll here.
They made some big announcements. They're all over the headlines, and I think we got to jump into why.
Now, Zillow's always all over the headlines, right?
I don't know, maybe not so much, but
Well, in the real estate world.
at least in the last couple of weeks, yeah. So starting on October 18th, they made a big announcement saying that they're going to stop flipping homes until the end of the year. But the big announcement everybody's talking about is yesterday they said that they are going to be stopping the flipping, the buying, and the selling of homes indefinitely, forever.
Wow.
And
So
they
no
also
end of
have
the year.
to they also have to lay off 25% of their workforce.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty big.
Yeah, it's really big, and they're citing that unpredictability. So they just don't have any predictions of what's going to happen in the future market. So a lot of people are panicking. Okay, if Zillow's going to stop buying homes, does that mean that things are going to crash in the market? But you have to know and learn what's going on behind the scenes and maybe why they stopped this.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm assuming you know.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Okay, here we
All right,
go.
let's
So
go.
let's start with this. 2/3 of the properties that they've sold are selling for a loss. So 66%, almost 67% of the homes that Zillow's bought and sold are being sold for a loss.
Okay, well, loss on paper with that direction, but as we know, Zillow has escrow companies, lending institutions. What about the commissions and all the things that they maybe made on those houses to begin with? So it might be a paper loss,
Yes.
but nobody wants to take a loss.
No, and I'm happy that you said that too, because they own the escrow company, they own the title company, they're selling the listings back to the agents. So even if they broke even, they're still making money on the services.
Right.
Right. So, but I think based on the amount of money that they are losing even on the sale, it's not making up enough of a difference on the services that they own as well.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the thing. So they have 9,800 homes to still sell. 8,200 are under contract, and they expect to lose 5 to 7% on those.
Okay. And
Okay.
then, so let's look at that. In our area here, kind of Southern California, in a broad sense, what is it? Zillow, we talked the other day, Zillow's got roughly 450, 400 plus.
Yeah, they have
homes.
over 400 homes from Ventura down to San Clemente here
Wow.
in Southern California.
I mean, it's a big area, but still, to be hanging on to 400 homes even.
Yeah, and we'll get into that a little bit later about maybe some opportunities for buyers to buy some homes, because if
Okay, I
Zillow
like
wants
that.
to get these homes off the books, they might be able to take a lower price, and maybe some homes that aren't even on the market yet that
Right.
Zillow owns that you can get ahead of and get a deal on. So people like us,
Absolutely.
we have access to those lists on the homes that Zillow currently owns and maybe aren't for sale yet or currently are for sale. So if you're watching this and you want to get a deal, that might be a good opportunity to
Right.
reach
We
out
might
to us.
beat the crowds.
But let's go back to their losses, okay? So in Arizona alone, I was reading that they more than 90% of the homes that they've bought and sold are at a loss, just in Arizona.
Wow.
So that's pretty big stuff.
So is there a certain concentration of where they're buying? Is that model in place anywhere, or is it pretty a blanket all over the whole
That's a
country?
good question. So I don't know exactly what their model is. I think they're not. The reason why they're not as popular here in Southern California as maybe Texas or Arizona or some other marketplaces is because the homes in general are a little bit lower and they have a little bit more of an advantage to take a higher risk, I'd say. So like the home we just represented a buyer who bought a Zillow home, right? And that was a condo. So that was
Right.
in the 400 to low $500,000 range. So that's probably what they're specializing in our area. And that $400,000 to $500,000 range, if you're going into Texas, if you're going into Arizona, those are still homes.
Right.
And that's why they have thousands of homes to still sell in those areas, like I mentioned, like Texas and Arizona.
And probably at a lot lower price point.
At a
So
lot
if
lower
you look
price
at
point.
percentage of maybe values up or down when you're into a marketplace where the prices are much lower, it's still a loss. It's just that we think of here, you think of talking about our Huntington Beach prices of $1 million for average. An extra 10%.
Almost
there is-
$1.5 million.
Yeah, almost. A 10% loss there is like that's $140,000 a house.
It's a huge loss.
Where
absolutely.
if you're in a $150,000 market, it's
What market is that? Because I look at getting a couple investment
Oh, okay.
properties. So if you can find a $150,000 market for me, I'm in.
Okay, we'll talk later.
I'm in. Okay, that sounds good. But yeah, so going back to sellers. So there's going to be still a lot of sellers because what they did is they took advantage of these quick offers, these all cash, quick closes,
Right.
quick sale. And there's a benefit to doing that for a lot of people, because they don't want to have their house on the open market. They don't want to do the open house. They don't want to do the showings. They don't want to do all that. So they want something quick.
Correct. Plus, a lot of people who want one of those quick offers maybe has a house that's kind of a fixer that they don't want to spend money on to fix it up. So maybe Zillow's getting stuck with some kind of fix-up cost too, and maybe that's slowing their pipeline down, or
So that's exactly right.
Right.
But there's going to be a lost opportunity for sellers in the marketplace that want to take advantage of it, because if Zillow is buying thousands and thousands of homes, quick sale, all cash, there's going to be less opportunities for sellers to take advantage of that. But in our marketplace, we've done a really cool thing where we built this investor list of potential buyers that will be willing to offer our clients all cash quick closes. So all they have to do, instead of calling Zillow or calling these quote unquote iBuyer program, now call your trusted real estate agent in your marketplace.
And that's us.
That's us.
Yeah.
Because we've already developed a list of investors that are going to buy all cash quick close. You don't have to worry about going through Zillow anymore, and they're paying really good prices just like Zillow were. And there's a really cool advantage to.
And you're going to have it, like you said, a local trusted person. I mean, Zillow is a big company, so we don't know how the quality control is operating there for sure.
That's exactly right.
I wonder, any indication on what you've looked into? That I know Blackstone's another big company that's been buying property like crazy, but I think their model is more hanging on to them for rental, for income property. So do you think there's any indication that Zillow's going to change a model and put this inventory into the the rental inventory instead of the sales inventory? I guess in softening markets, maybe that could be an option for them because they would create some cash flow.
Yeah, look, I don't work for Zillow. I'm not on the executive team of Zillow, but I would imagine there's a lot of pressure going on right now with investors because it's a large company and because the stock's lost a third in the last 5 days. Right, that they're going to have to make some moves. I don't know if that's to rent some out. I do like the model that Blackstone has of renting a few more out than not, because I did some research, and when the market crashed in 2008, 2009, obviously home prices tanked. It was 40%, went down 40% in a lot of areas, but the rental market really didn't. For a lot of homes, it went down maybe $50 to $100 a month, and then within a year or two, it was right back to where it was before. Right. So for an investment purpose, if you're doing a buy and hold more so than a buy and sell, you're probably going to be in a better opportunity for the future from an investment standpoint than you would be if you were to buy and sell.
Right, and then that also, like Blackstone creates, I think they kind of control the market in some places, because you think about them buying all these houses for cash, taking them out of the inventory for families that are looking for their own home, and I think that's what's created in some areas of the country, not so much maybe in our area, but in other less expensive areas. I think Blackstone coming in and buying these single-family homes out of the inventory has just created a more of a frenzy, and obviously creating a price. So they're on the back end, their properties are going up because they're the ones keeping the inventory.
Exactly right. Look, I think. Blackstone has it down. Zillow's a little bit lost. Think about where Zillow was maybe 10 years ago. What were they? Yeah. They were just a search portal for homes, right? And then maybe like the real estate agents would buy some ad space, and if any of the buyers were inquiring on a home, then like the real estate agents would have the opportunity to work with those particular buyers. That was their model forever, right? Now they're doing so many different things and trying to do so many different things with these buy and these sells. They totally changed the way that their ad program works for real estate agents too, and now they're becoming a brokerage. And they're all over the place in the last 2 or 3 years. I just feel like they're a little lost. They're trying to figure it out, and it's showing right now.
And that model change, or that business model change, could have backfired on them, because we've experienced the same thing in our business. Okay, all of a sudden we have Zillow not as a partner to help generate leads and such. They're a competitor.
All of a sudden, they're a competitor.
So then how is that affecting other agents, other top producing agents all over the country are thinking, wait a minute, Zillow's not working with us, they're working against us. So maybe that's affected their bottom line as well.
And look, in full transparency, to pull back the curtain a little bit, we were spending $5,000 a month on Zillow. That's what we wanted. Absolutely. Ad space with Zillow. It was an important thing because they were working with us, not against us. As soon as they became a broker, we're out. We're paying $0 per month. And again, I think a lot of agents like ourselves that had the bandwidth to be able to afford something like that, I think they're pulling out as well. And so they're trying to figure out, where else can I make money? And
so they may have shot themselves in the foot.
Who knows?
In a couple of ways.
Who knows? Like I said, I think they're a little all over the place right now. I think they're a little bit lost. I just wanted to do this video and to touch upon this subject because a lot of buyers are or homeowners might be freaking out that the property values are going to crash because Zillow says that there's an unpredictable market. But yes, nobody can really predict the market at the end of the day, so it's a very easy excuse to present. But if you pull back the curtain again, but if you look behind the scenes of what's going on with Zillow, everything they're doing is selling at a loss. So of course they're going to stop. If they're going to keep losing on 2/3 of all their investments, why would they keep doing it?
Absolutely. And that doesn't mean that the market's going to change per se. It just means that they maybe aren't didn't handle that transition the right way.
Exactly. Now I think we might have exhausted the Zillow topic,
Absolutely.
but I want
But
to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? What are you guys hearing with Zillow? Do you have the same thoughts? Do you have different thoughts? It's an open discussion, and we want to hear. Leave the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we're going to continue to provide you with relevant content for our Orange County real estate